Okay, the structure faces south. Temperature is on the west. Actually, it's southeast, but for the purpose of these reports, faces south. Nice 100-degree early September North Texas day. It's August 30th, but we're almost in September. Fence touches the house. That's conducive by design. This is a 0-lot property. The woman next door was kind enough to allow me into her backyard to take a look, and I didn't see anything eventful, so I'm not going to bother her again. But over here we start to have this parge coat right in here. It's kind of like cake frosting. It's a decorative coating. Might have been from repairs or might not have been. And it has a different quality than the rest of the house, than the foundation, and the walls. And so it expands and contracts at different rates, and it cracks. And it's like a cake frosting. Just because the cake frosting is cracked doesn't mean the foundation is cracked. And just because the cake frosting is not cracked doesn't mean the cake is not cracked. Now around our foundation perimeter, we have these weep holes. Because brick is a very good building material. This home could burn down, and you could reuse the brick and build another house. It's a very good insulator. But a quality about brick is that it's porous. The brick and the mortar is porous, so water goes right through it. We knew that when we built the house. Architecture is regional. That's the way we build them here. We expect some water to get through. We should have a drainage plane behind there. We trust that there's likely a drainage plane back there. And then most of the time the only thing that comes out of these weep holes, okay, is water vapor. Most of the time it's just water vapor. If you have an event, water will come through there. I hope you don't, but that's what they're there for, so that the wall can dry. That doesn't mean that it's okay for your lawn sprinkler system to hit it every day, every morning at 6 o'clock. It wasn't designed to handle that. It can handle a storm. We get hopefully we'll get some hurricane rains up here. Pretty bad for the people on the coast, but up here it's a relief. And so we'll have 2-3 days. It's water splashing against it, and then it'll dry. But every single day the lawn sprinkler system hitting it, that's another thing. So we got brick, and then we got paneling. Okay, wooden type paneling. And we see here we got butt joints, and they really could have staggered them a little better than that, than every other one, because water will take the lateral path down. So they did stagger them. I can't say that they didn't stagger them. I just thought they could have been a little more creative than that, but sometimes it is what it is. Now behind these butt joints, we're supposed to have flashing tape. And it's very rarely that I see that. Now over here, this is called a soffit. That's our soffit over there, and there's a soffit vent. That's an air intake vent into your attic. You have several of them. And we can tell that this house has been painted recently, and our soffit vents have been painted, and now air can't go through the soffit vents. And I just got out of the attic, what I could get in my attic. My big head just got out of the attic. And, it's pretty hot up there, and we're in the morning. We're in the morning time. Coming along, here's a better example. You think that's going to let any air into your attic? I don't. Okay. Come along, bushes shouldn't be touching. Exposed sprinkler line, piping, line. I got some better examples. But it's allowed to be exposed. It evaporates real fast. So you're always going to lose more water to evaporation when you choose to expose your irrigation piping like that. Another thing is supposed to happen, and I got a better example, but when it is exposed, it should be stapled to the ground every 12 inches. Bushes next to the house, fence next to the house, conducive to wood-destroying insects by design. Okay? Parge coat around the house, conducive to wood-destroying insects by design. They can travel through the voids and get into the house. Bushes, just plain old conducive to wood-destroying insects. Moving on along, when you have exterior light fixtures, okay, they should be sealed to help prevent moisture infiltration into the brickwork. Brick's going to take enough water on its own. Do you think extra water can find its way up in there? I do. That's what I think. Moving on along, I am just about convinced that this is the overflow drain for the HVAC system. I'm just about convinced. It could be the water heater, either one. The water heater temperature pressure relief valve is 5 years old. It's time for it to be replaced regardless. So if that's that, that's that. Condensing unit, your air conditioning system needs to be serviced. This is your primary drain line, so that's that regardless. Okay, if it's the water heater, it's too high from the ground. Okay. Now, over here we don't have very much in the way of rain gutters, and I'm not seeing any discharge spots. So when I look at this, I think that rain gutter is covered up. That downspout, is covered up. We got this much rain gutter for the whole house, I think. Okay, that's not enough. And then the downspout discharges straight into the ground. And it's not enough. People will tell you, say, well, there's no code that says you have to have rain gutter. And they're right. The code says that the water runoff from the roof should be managed and directed into a rain sewer system. So this water can run off the garage and then runs out into the street, and that would be your rain sewer system. And you know how it works. Civil engineering. That's not what I do. You got one rain gutter here that discharges into the ground. And other examples. Light fixture should be sealed. Over here on our roof covering, okay, right there, you see the shingles, edge flashing, fascia board, soffit vent, and it goes on. So we come up here, our edge flashing, right there, should not be lapped more than 2 inches. Excuse me, should be lapped by as much as 2 inches, a minimum of 2 inches. That's not quite 2 inches. Will the house fall down because of that? I doubt it. You going to have any negative repercussions because of that? I doubt it. Was it done right? Nope. That part. Nope to that part. We'll come along. When you have water, regardless if this is from the air conditioning system, as I suspect, or if it's from the water heater, regardless, when you have water next to the structure like that, that's conducive to wood-destroying insects. That's conducive to termites. Moving on along. I guess I had to kind of crawl in here. 27, 36, okay. We'll crawl on in here, because we're crawlers. This is the gas entering the house. This is an unusual water pipe. I have no idea what that's for. It's separating, and obviously it's not fitting properly. I don't know what its purpose in life is. I just don't know. It's the main water shutoff valve. We'll talk about all that when we do the water meter. Lawn sprinkler heads. They're not supposed to be placed closer than 5 inches to the flatwork. Okay. Tree should not be placed, and it might have been here before, right? Should not be placed closer to a slab foundation than 25 feet. Those roots, okay, they'll come in, they'll suck all the moisture that you need to stabilize your foundation. They'll suck that out. The roots will grow and move your foundation. Okay, and then the branches and the trees will rub against your roof, shortening its life, rubbing up against the side of the house. There's just lots of reasons why a tree shouldn't be so close. But you don't even have 25 feet of yard. Most people want a tree. They want a tree, they want a tree, they want a tree, they want a tree. They don't have a tree, so it might not be a homeowners association unless they count the crepe myrtle as a tree, or they had to fight for it or whatever. But most of the people around here, okay, those people, okay. But anyway, it is what it is. You should know the tree shouldn't be so close to the foundation. Moving on along. See, this could be the water heater temperature pressure relief drain. And it's more than 12 inches. It's not leaking, but it's higher than 6 inches, from the ground. This is the only exterior receptacle that the seal is kind of going on it, so that needs to be fixed. But it actually has an in-use cover. It actually is a GFCI. None of the other exteriors do that. Going along. Remember I was talking about weep holes? I don't see any weep holes on our column. Let's just get that. Let's pick that up. The seal on the front receptacle outlet. No weep holes on the front porch column. The step should not be higher than 7 3/4 inches. Now my client is young mountain goat. But his mom and I'm not so young. I'm not so young. That's a formidable step. This is about the only movement that I've seen in these horizontal 45s. And we expect that because we don't have control joints. I mean, that's not just because, but we don't have control joints, by the way. We're going to have some movement. I don't see this as a problem. Okay, how the door operates, I might start looking a little closer. I know that the pedestrian door going from the laundry area into the garage, I know that door is kind of difficult. So we're still looking at this. Fence in contact with the house, conducive by design. This flat work and things like this and paving stones and like that, this is all beyond the scope of an inspection. And then the little brick raised bed over there, that's beyond the scope of this inspection. Now that being said, these stones are not dimensionally uniform. And my client, the young mountain goat, is probably going to have any trouble dancing from stone to stone to stone. But if you let your guard down, you become relaxed, right? Or somebody is visiting you and they're unfamiliar, that could be a trip hazard. That's my better example right there. Of there's not staples on the sofa hose. Come on to these windows, and not the round windows, because I guess they just cut them some slack because they're so difficult. But anytime you have a horizontal rail over a window, we should have Z-bar flashing. Okay, Z-bar flashing is kind of shaped like a Z side view. So the back of the Z-bar flashing goes behind the siding, then it bends and comes over the top of this casement, your horizontal top casement, and then it folds back down, and so any water gets behind your walls, like for the weep holes, there's a gap underneath there, any water gets behind the wall for your weep holes, well then it comes out and it doesn't cause your wood to rot, or helps prohibit it from rotting. And you should actually have a Z-bar flashing over the top of the window frame as well. There should be 2 pieces of Z-bar flashing installed right there. There's our butt joints, and you can obviously see there's no tape underneath there. Do you think the water can get through that? I do. Okay, we're moving on along. Now we got 2 butt joints. I think it's a short one, but they're in line, allowing water to get through there. That's what they're doing. These windows look like they're of recent replacements. So this house has had some updates. This is an 80s house. I can tell by looking in the attic at the air conditioning ducting. Okay, that it definitely represents the 80s. This does not. So the windows are nice. This would be nice when they installed them, that they would have treated you right. But if everybody did what they're supposed to, I wouldn't have a job. So I kind of celebrate that. This electric receptacle outlet is not GFCI protected, and it does not have a protective cover on it. Our motion sensor is broken on this, and we do not have any sealant around that either to protect it. Raised bed, it kind of is what it is. I mean, I could talk about the movement, but there's nothing holding it up. The gravity, it's just stacked there. Okay. Moving on along. Wood mulch next to the house. Wood mulch next to the house. Where do termites live? In the ground. What do they eat? Dead wood. Oh. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to the house. Oh. That's called a clue. That's called a clue. Wood mulch next to the house is conducive protective, wood destroying insects, termites specific. And I can say that if you read underneath the video or if you read the inspection reports, you'll know that I'm licensed pest control applicator with a category of termites, wood destroying insects. So some things I shouldn't talk about, I can talk about that. We got high soil conditions right in here. Siding's too close to the ground. Over here we got the wood mulch again. Over here, our electric meter and our load center and our air conditioning disconnect box. Okay, they should all be sealed on 3 sides to help moisture from getting into the walls. Coming along here, we've got high soil and wood mulch. Coming on along. Something interesting is going on with this screen up here. I can't tell from where I'm at. And then we're missing a screen. So we're moving on along. I don't inspect dogs. We're almost through. Just bear with me. This fixture is, luminary is loose. Just spinning like a ballerina. And then its sensor is missing. And these windows look kind of dirty over here. I'm not sure. Do they not match? Did I miscall the my estimation about the age? You have an exterior. The other one is missing it altogether. This is not an in-use cover. Okay, and this is not GFCI protected. And coming on along here, and we've got a little bit of wood rot right here in this door threshold. Okay, why? We don't have any rain gutter, so the water splashes down and splashes back. Oh, we got some more wood rot right in there. Look at that. You can see the line where the water's been splashing. Now, the Texas Housing Code says that all houses should have rain gutters. It's got one piece of rain gutter at the front. Does that meet the Texas Housing Code? I don't know. The National Residential Code, again, and it says that the water should be channeled, directed off of the roof into a drainage area. I just don't see that happening. I just see the water staying right here. That's what I see. And right in here are some shrinkage cracks. Some people call them corner pops. Corner pops, corner pops. Call it what you will. Span of the hand, goes outside. That is not a foundation issue. That is not a foundation issue. I'm going to call it a deficiency because it is conducive to wood destroying insects. Termites can take advantage of that crack to enter your home undetected. All right, they are blind. They have evolved. They can't see. They don't want to be seen. They've learned how to hide. So that's a real good entrance point for termites. And it's not a foundation issue. It might be a brick issue if that pops out. Pop, corner pop, corner pop. That's what's holding your brick facade around the corner. So that's what's holding your brick up. You might lose some bricks. You might want to come in here and fortify that or redo your bricks. And you can see the cracks developing because of lack of support right there. How the crack's going to move it up through the brick. So that is a shrinkage crack. That is not a foundation problem. It's in the foundation section. But as far as foundation performance,